as we move into this new, very bizarre realm of AI and now quantum computing, I had a conversation with someone last night was explaining to me how cryptography and encryption and all this stuff is literally on the verge of being obsolete, and that this is going to put the financial markets into a chaos. All your passwords, everybody's email, everything is out the window. There's no more encryption. It's not even going to be possible. These things are solving. Mark Andreessen explained it this way, that these quantum computers are solving equations that if you took every atom in the universe and converted it into computing power, the time it would take to solve these equations would be longer than the time that the universe would exist before it died of heat death.
Yep.
And they're able to do it in minutes. So the concept is, and this is where it gets super weird, that this is proof of the multiverse, because these computers are using the computing power of perhaps infinite parallel universes simultaneously to achieve these answers. Which is like, what are you saying? Like, what the fuck did you just say? Did you just say that if you took every molecule in the universe and converted it into computing power, it wouldn't be able to do this? This thing that you have in a fucking warehouse somewhere? That this thing has more computational power in this, it's like as big as this room, than the fucking universe if it was a computer? What are you saying? Like, and you're saying this is the proof of the multiverse? Like, what does that even fucking mean? And what happens if China gets this online? If we're able to do these like equations, right? It's kind of almost like proof of concept of the technology being efficient or efficacious. If they're able to do that, what if someone is more advanced than us and gets this connected to AI and implements some sort of a strategy for complete global domination of power grids, financial markets, completely takes control of assets, closes down government computers, locks up databases, deletes any information that's pertinent to who knows what, power grid, fucking informational structures like satellites, cell phones, all of our radio signal, all shuts everything down.
Yep.
Just shuts it all down. Like, we're fucking helpless. Like, most cars have computers in them. Most people don't even know this. Like, your car has a computer in it. When you have a Chevy and you bring it to the dealership, they plug it in to see what's going on. And the computer, like, if something shuts those off, no cars work.
Everything's open at that
Everything's
point.
fucked. You have old cars. That's it. Everybody's like Cuba. Everyone's driving around these ancient.
Looking for parts.
Yeah, I mean, we'd basically have to go back to carburetors. All the electronic fuel injection, all that shit's done. It's all done.
My understanding
all
is
runs on an ECU.
My understanding is that this is something China's been looking forward to. So what I mean by that is that they have not just been working on this technology in order to break our encryption now, but have been storing our encrypted data from in the past, such that when they do have that breakthrough, they have a lot of data to be able to utilize it on, not just what's happening now.
I know this is absolutely happening because my friend Bobby owns the COTA, the racetrack in town, and when they had the Formula One race at at his racetrack, they found these boxes that were connected to this Wi-Fi system. And these boxes were outside, so the public Wi-Fi system had been compromised by these data-sucking boxes. And so they called in Homeland Security, they had them removed, the whole deal. But like someone had gotten to the racetrack and physically connected these boxes to a public Wi-Fi system. How many times is that going on where people don't notice it? This is not the first time they've done it. They picked a race in Austin. Yeah, we're going to get all those fucking race fans, suck up all their data. It doesn't even make any sense, right? This is something that's probably been implemented before. It's like, what are they doing with that data?
I think they typically refer to that as a man-in-the-middle attack. So you think you're connecting to the regular Wi-Fi, but you're actually connecting to the adversary's Wi-Fi, sending your data through there, and then they send that to the original box that you thought you were communicating with. And so they get all the information.
So all your passwords, anything you're sending, yeah.
Exactly.
PayPal, Yeah.
That's how they try to crack the Tor network as well.
Really?
If you're familiar with that,
Yes.
yeah, by setting up their own servers essentially to serve as a man-in-the-middle attack. But, back to your point about China trying to work on quantum computing, on AI, I think China is probably one of the biggest motivating factors that the government has right now for opening up the conversation on UAP, right? So we haven't had this peer threat that we have to worry about that has a totally different investment government structure than we have, right? So in the United States, we have this capitalist market and we have innovations that break out through that model like OpenAI. But there are some capabilities where they are not appetizing to the market itself, right? For example, how do we just suddenly stand up a chip fabrication facility in the United States that competes with the operations in Taiwan, right? It's not something that a VC is going to invest in. It's going to take billions and billions of dollars.
And it could fail.
Exactly.
Like the Samsung one that they put here.
Exactly. Well, they did that because the government took a new approach. They stepped in and said, we're going to financially support this. We're going to open up the piggy banks. We're going to help with regulations and laws, and we're going to make this happen as soon as practically possible. That's the model that China uses all the time, right? They see something, they go for it, they invest the money, they invest the resources. There's a risk with that. You could be wrong about the efficacy of the technology that you're trying to push forward. It could be strategically misaligned. But if China is having the same issues with the UAP that we are having, then you could imagine them putting a lot of resources into better understanding that situation in a way that we're just not equipped to do. And the fact that this conversation has grown more, that their advancements have been getting better, I think there is this pressure right now within the U.S. government that if we do not further invest, somehow bring in, the primary innovation makers within our economy, within the startup community, within the scientific community, into this problem, if it's still just buried in a classified area, then we're going to get outcompeted by China that is able to dump all these resources into it.